Energy. You have to try it, not just listen to reviews. It's awesome. I would recommend this to a friend. There's thousands of these. We've got them for every product. This product is everything they said it was. Warning, if you have high libido, you might want to think twice before trying it. It's that powerful. Too expensive for me to take regularly. It's not that expensive, man. What little money I have goes to the InfoWars store products. Well, thank you so much, gaming_org. I mean, it cost us a lot to drill and get this stuff, and comparatively, if folks can't afford it, get high-quality Himalayan or other salts that are known to have iodine in it, and you'll get some of the effect. It's just bound, so you won't absorb it all. You just got to take more. Talk to your physician, but yeah, spend $5, $10 on salt. Remember to take it, or take this every day. It's just different, because ours is a deep earth source that's pure crystals. We're trying to come up with a pill that's least expensive, and for some reason, it's just hell to manufacture this stuff. It's hell to get it, because when something is 9999, it's a precursor key element to so much. It's what they use to make a bunch of illegal drugs. And we've had to be checked out by the DEA, you name it, everything, just to be able to manufacture this. It's clear we're not drug dealers. We're just selling the iodine that's legal and lawful. And you can't take the product we sell and do anything with it because it's been mixed into the palm oil and everything. It's the pure gas form that's so controlled. I mean, it's a controlled substance. You know, they control the precursors that go into any of this industrial stuff. I mean, just put it this way. We're weirdos to come out with something like this. I mean, nobody's got this because, well, we had industrial sabotage, folks jacking with us, trying to keep us from able to fund ourselves, going around to our suppliers of the purest kelp sources. And as a blessing, we kept researching and found a couple of years ago a deep earth source that was supplying major industry. But they only get limited amounts of it, and we're such a small buyer that it's hard for us to even get in and be able to get it. But that's the blessing and curse at the same time, because we had this limited run. We're trying to secure more right now. I hope this isn't the end of Survival Shield Nascent Iodine X2. But the Lord always comes through for us, so whatever happens, happens. I have confidence in that. InfoWarsLife.com or 888-253-3139. And we have the liver cleanse. You can do the standard liver cleanse, taking it every day, and it just helps. Or do the intense one, where you take the oxy powder, drink the apple cider vinegar 4 times a day, then take olive oil 6 days later and lay on your right side for an hour before you go to bed and get ready to be totally freaked out when the average person, 20, 30 black or green balls come out of your gallbladder. You get too many of them, your gallbladder bursts. You're not supposed to have them in there. That's how much artificial crap and melamine and fluoride and toxins are in our body, and the body just fights to survive and takes that out. That's what your liver's going through. And by the way, it's total transparency here. I do drink some. I've gone 3 years without drinking, but it's like smoking. I go smoke 1 or 2 cigars, I get right back on them. I go out, smoke cigars, then I want a beer. I drink a beer, then I want a martini. And I started my cleanse last week, wasn't drinking, drank 1 drink. And normally, I mean, I could drink a bunch of drinks, and I got, whoa, it hit me really hard. And I've been told that by Dr. Grip and others. Do not drink if you're doing the advanced cleanse. I mean, it will hurt your liver. That is, don't drink while you're doing the cleanse, because it opens your liver wide open, wide open. That's the joke around here. Weldon does the cleanse every few months because, he's a musician and plays a lot, has a few Lone Stars when he's playing. And he said, I love how much money it saves me buying beer. I could drink a 12-pack and not get a buzz. And after doing a liver cleanse for about a month, 2 beers, and he's done. I mean, that shows you what's going on in your liver is all I'm saying. Flush it out. Consult your physician, because this is a real cleanse. It's not a game. InfoWarsLife.com. Okay. Finally, please support our local AM and FM affiliates. Become a sponsor. Thank their sponsors. Support their sponsors and spread the word. Now is not the time for half measures. People are really ready to listen now because things are getting so serious. And if folks out there that have means don't take action and don't spread the word. I mean, if I was a well-to-do businessman listening to this show, or businesswoman listening to this show anywhere in the country, AM, FM, internet, however you're listening, I would put up a billboard about the show. And I'm not ashamed asking that. I'm risking my life doing this. I'm going all out. I need your help. I mean, I'm committed to this fight. I know we can beat these people, at least back them off and have a soft landing. But if we don't see a maximum effort and if everybody just sees themselves as a spectator and not somebody on the field, we're going to lose this war. How about, people say they want the South to rise again. How about America rises again? How about freedom rises again? How about common sense rises again? Yeah, these are some of the billboards around the country. That one right there was in Tennessee. Let's go back. And people ought to copy that design and put it up in their area. Don't listen to Alex Jones, period. It's got a big image of Obama, Infowars.com. And I told folks I'd take action. I've put up 2 in Austin. That's as much as our budget can do, but it just hit me. I just told Buckley to put up this other design that just said Infowars.com, forbidden information. We ought to put up, if we haven't already sent it, that one with Obama that says, don't listen to Alex Jones, period. Infowars.com. That one's even better. Yeah, well, you send that over to the graphics folks. I think there's a copy of that graphic online. And there's a lot of other cool ones out there as well. In fact, I think that was the artist rendering of one. But then I know that billboard was put up. So I saw other photos that were talking about it. And like the news was like, is it legal to put down our Lord and Savior? All right, let me shut up now. Jonathan Gruber, if that story would have kept getting bigger, was the type of thing that could bring down the current agenda. Him laughing to a bunch of academics and them nodding their sickening cult heads and their gang about how to lie to the public and how he helped fix the numbers, that it massively increased prices, but he helped cover it up. And then Obama thanking him in speeches and others thanking him, and then him saying, oh, I actually didn't work for Obama, and Obama saying he didn't know who he was. We're going to play some of these clips to remind folks because it's back in the news. We should push Gruber back out there, the dishonorable, rat-like little sniveling, dishonorable piece of crap who thinks it's funny to raise old people and poor people's prices. That makes me cringe. Emails show MIT's Jonathan Gruber had even more to do with Obamacare's passage than previously thought. And then it goes through the fact that the Wall Street Journal and others report that they've now got the email showing that he was one of the main engineers of it and was basically thanked as being one of the top guys, which we already knew. But it just triples the lie. Yeah, I ran the whole thing. They hired me to help lie. Obama, we love you. We thank you, Gruber. Obama, I don't know him, never knew him. Gruber, I don't know Obama. Now we have emails showing they did. I mean, they're liars any way you slice it. They're hardcore crooks that sit around with a bunch of other scum academics laughing at screwing people. I mean, yeah. Let's go ahead and go to the famous Gruber clip. Here it is.
It's just, you can't do it politically. You just literally cannot do it. Okay, transparent financing, unless I have transparent financing, also transparent spending. I mean, this bill was written in a tortured way to make sure CBO did not score the mandate as taxes. If CBO scored the mandate as taxes, the bill dies. Okay, so it's written to do that. In terms of risk-rated subsidies, if you had a law which said healthy people are going to pay in, it made explicit that healthy people pay in and sick people get money, it would not have passed. Okay, just like the lack of transparency is a huge political advantage. And basically, call it the stupidity of the American voter or whatever. But basically, that was really, really critical to getting the thing to pass. And, it's the second best argument. Look, I wish Mark was right. We can make it all transparent. But I'd rather have this law than not.
I'd rather have this law to keep it secret. Just like they're keeping TPP secret. Lack of political transparency. Tyranny. Dictatorship. And they all sit around because they're wearing suits and talking in nerd voices like it's okay to rip people off, you crook. There's few people I'd like to slap upside the head, but I tell you, he's one of them. If we were going to have socialist health care, that'd be bad enough. This is a diabolical screw job by the insurance companies. That because it's liberal, it's okay. Let's go to Gruber saying Obama was in the room. Here it is.
Thing that's real cost control that we know it'll work, go after this. Now, the problem is it's a political nightmare. And people say, no, you can't tax my benefits. It feels like. So what we did a lot in that room was think about, how could we make this work? And Obama's like, he's really a realistic guy. He's like, look, I can't just do this. He said, it's just not going to happen politically. The bill will not pass. How do we manage to get there through phase-ins and other things? And we talked about it. and he was just very interested in that topic. And once again, that ultimately became the genesis of what's called the Cadillac tax in the healthcare bill, which I think is one of the most important and bravest parts of the healthcare law.
Yeah, it's brave to lie.
And doesn't get nearly enough credit.
Yep, in your face. Now let's go to Obama saying he didn't know Gruber. Here it is.
To inspire young leaders by saying governments need to be held accountable and be responsive to the people. I wonder how you square that with your former advisor, Jonathan Gruber, claiming you were not transparent about the health law because, in his words, the American people, the voters, are stupid. Did you mislead Americans about the taxes, about keeping your plan, in order to get the bill passed?
No, I did not.
Lied again.
I just heard about this. Yeah, I get well briefed before I come out here. The fact that some advisor who never worked on our staff expressed an opinion that I completely disagree with in terms of the voters is no reflection on the actual process that was run. We had a...
Oh, that's good. Let's go to now him thanking Gruber with Gruber in the room. Here is Obama a year before.
You've already drawn some of the brightest minds from academia and policy circles. Many of them I've stolen ideas from liberally. People ranging from Robert Gordon to Austin Goolsbee, John Gruber, my dear friend Jim Wallace here, who can talk, I think, who can inform what are sometimes dry policy debates with a prophetic voice.
All right. And now we have the emails that he was absolutely one of the main architects. Of course he was. And he's out there lecturing other academics on how to deceive people. I mean, the guy needs to be indicted for fraud. But the blackmailed Supreme Court continues to uphold Obamacare, which is the most ridiculously criminal, unconstitutional joke. I mean, on its face, you can't give thousands of companies waivers to not be part of it, and everyone else has to be part of it. That's called discrimination. Then you've got all the other facets to it. I mean, you know, foreign insurance companies' profits are up 47% 2 years into this, globally off-screwing us. I mean, Obamacare is a royal fraud. And notice it isn't repealed because the bipartisan scum want it. People like Boehner. News, General Mills is dropping artificial flavors and colors from its entire line of cereals. That's because of people voting with their dollars. We see huge successes like this every few days now. The bad news is, and I meant to cover this more today, I will tomorrow, the Earth enters its sixth extinction phase. I covered that some yesterday, but it's so big I'm going to cover it some tomorrow. And this AP article, the big announcement, the Secretary of Defense, U.S. to provide weapons, aircraft, commandos for NATO. And you read the statements by NATO and the head of the Department of Defense, the Department of World War III, the Department of Starting Wars. Used to be called the Department of War. That's forever Bernays had it renamed Department of Defense. See, it's all just spin. They're giving command and control, intelligence, surveillance capabilities, special operations forces, logistics, transport aircraft, and a range of weapons support that include bombers, fighters, and ship-based missiles. Whoa! I should have started the show with that. You know, Kurt Nimmo, I read that this morning and just, oh my God, World War III. Nimmo wrote a great article, but the headline should not be, U.S. will provide weapons for NATO commandos to attack Ukrainian separatists. It's NATO accelerates war against Russia, heavy weapons to be deployed. I mean, I don't even know how to describe this. I don't even have a headline that's hardcore enough. This is a wild escalation. In fact, I'm going to shoot a special report for the Nightly News. I really dropped the ball. The whole show should have been about this. But, you know, I mentioned at the first of the show that's coming up in rebroadcast that this is all part of the insanity running towards the collapse where the West goes in and topples the Ukrainian government, puts a government in. The East is mainly Russian. They start attacking the Russians. The Russians give some supply and logistics to help the people. They didn't start it. And now they've had commandos and trainers there, but now they're escalating it to bombers. I guess they're going to stick Ukrainian pilots in NATO aircraft and start, you know, that means there's going to be NATO fighter pilots. This is wild. And Russia will escalate, and this will be an actual war, undeclared, like Vietnam was for 5 years, from 59 to 64. An undeclared war with Russia and not in Southeast Asia, not in Africa.